Hey guys, so I'm Michael Grosser and I'm going to talk about monetization strategies in FOSS software. So I'm also known as Scalability Junk and I'm running the demo server for OnCloud, so I'm involved in a lot of open source projects. And I started with OnCloud with 1.2 and my background is FOSS, Bitcoin and business startup consultancy. So my way to go into it will be just to see one format of all the different monetization strategies. So there are a lot of things you hear, which are probably donationware, for example, or adware, which is mostly used in mobile apps, where you see advertisements as a revenue stream. Donationware is also used on the OnCloud system, you could say, where users just donate out of generosity or out of the will to support the project. Then there are other different strategies, for example integrationware, where you pay for the integration, the container or something like that, and hostingware, where you have the free service, you have the source available, you have the open source code, you can change, you can do everything you want with the code, but you pay for the hosting so you don't have to hassle with the server, for example. And then there's supportware, which is mostly done by Red Hat, for example. The software is there, but you need to pay for support and SLAs and stuff like that. So that's mainly for enterprises. And then there's crapware, which is like the negative term for open core, for example. And this is an issue I want to talk about, which is affecting OnCloud itself, as we already have the difference and the separation in enterprise and the community version. And that could easily lead into an open core situation as the enterprise and the community edition drift further apart. So with that, it could lead to a crapware situation, which would be really bad to the community as a whole. So I think we need to rethink our monetization strategies as a community and to go into things we can do about it. So is it really enterprise worth the community, or could it be something else? I mean, we always have these issues with enterprise customers paying for the community version. That's the notion, but actually everyone is contributing. It's not just enterprise versus community. It's actually one community, or it should act like that. So it's not enterprise customers and home users, it's just consumers. So why differentiate between them? I mean, the code is there, the code should be open in every version, and that should be a goal. I mean, not work against each other, but work together. It's so much easier when you have one code, one license, and one community. You can still do different monetization strategies on top of that, but I think the point is that you don't need especially two different versions. It just makes the whole community more complex and divides them, so contributions get harder at all. So I think we have to look into one monetization strategy as an example. I think it's hard to just pinpoint one perfect solution. So I think the one the strategy to look for is a mixed strategy. Use donations, use different methods, for example. And one of these, as I said, I want to talk about is bounty source, or actually bounties at the deep level. So why not just let every consumer, be it enterprise or home user, decide which features they want and let them decide with their money. And that adds a lot of more transparency. The community, like the whole community, every consumer sees which features are prioritized by every individual or every enterprise. I mean, it would be so good to see how each different enterprise is favoring each different feature which is not implemented yet. On the other side, it's not just a prioritizing mechanism to see which features could be implemented or should be implemented. It's a way for community contributors to actually help out a little more. I mean, I'm running the demo installation and my expertise is more in that space than coding, for example, the news app. So it's hard for me to just set aside a whole day, for example, getting into the code, diving into AngularJS and stuff like that, when I could probably rewrite the whole OnCloud script for the demo. So is it really necessary to always jump into the code yourself or contribute in the areas where your expertise is not perfect? So why not keep yourself contributing in the expertise space and then contribute or let others sort of get a coffee or even earn something from features they implement. So I think we need to look for new ways to fund FOSS software, and it doesn't have to be enterprise with the community. It should be one code, one license, and one community, and therefore I propose to use, for example, bounties and a mixture of different monetization strategies to make the whole community easier together, and bounties are available on bounties.com/oncloud, and slides are available too.
Thank you.